Hey, and welcome to Daddy Mojo. It's the podcast where we'll talk about parenting, all-age comic books, toys, and more. Now, here's your host, Trey Burley.
One day in a class, I was tired of giving out answers, so I mentioned very callously and a little flippantly to this child, I said, "Teach a man to fish, kid." And they got the message immediately, although some of the others didn't. Basically, find the answers out for yourselves, because there's a time in your educational life when you're going to have to start doing that. And this board book really feeds into that. Tell me about space, because the punchline of it, the very last line is, one day, you're going to tell me about space, because you're going to learn so much more about space, about the outer planets, about where people can and can't go, what we can do out there, that you're going to tell me, your generation is. This is a board book, but it's a great example of a board book being really intelligent, because you think a board book is something that a crawler who's 3 years old is going to eat and mangle on and spit on, and that could be what it is, but the content in this book is such that it's on a 4th or a 5th grade science level. You say to yourself, that's far too complex for my kindergarten, 1st grade kid, but it's not, because it's presented in kind of a question and answer setup, where one thing is very simple, like why is the sky blue? Why do things stay on the ground? And then on the next page, there's a slightly more thought out explanation and reason as to why it is. So even if you know nothing, and I mean nothing about science, you'll be able to know what space is, how gravity works, how the tides work, why the moon phases like that, why we see the moon sometimes and sometimes we don't. This very simple board book explains all that, even if you know nothing about science, you know nothing about space. You can pick this book up and share it with your 4-year-old, your 6-year-old, your 8-year-old. They're gonna learn something, and you're gonna learn something. It's a great board book. It's from Lisa Varchal-Perrone with illustrations by Jennifer Faulkner. And it's going to be great for ages 3 through 8 or 9. It's Tell Me About Space.
Thanks for listening to Daddy Mojo. Be sure to tune in next time. For more information on any of the things we talked about today, just check out the website, daddymojo.net, or hit us up at Daddy Mojo on social media.